What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a Midwest family. Here we are, some tips and tricks on changing oil on a Kohler Command Pro 13 on a Exmark Metro 36-inch commercial mower. We're doing some pre-season maintenance. Season's right around the corner. We're gonna check the air filter, change the oil, and we're going to change the fuel filter. Stick around, let's get at it. Tip number one, right into it, here we go. We're gonna change the fuel filter on the unit before we do anything. Last year, we put it away. We shut the fuel off and we ran the mower till it died, so there wasn't any fuel left in the fuel lines. So we're gonna keep the fuel off. We're gonna change the filter and get that new one put in. Let's get at it. So on this unit, fuel filter is on the left side. You can tell that my fuel valve must leak or something because there's gas in there, so that's cool. I'll have to get a new valve. But we're gonna get this changed out. We got a hose clamp on one end, and we just got one of the spring pinch clamps on the other side. So we're gonna get these moved down and get this old one pulled out and get the new one put in. We're gonna replace it with a Kawasaki fuel filter, part number 49019-0027. Let's get going. Sweet.
There's my... There's a new valve. What's that? Is that the old valve?
So on these fuel filters, there's a direction of flow. You want to make sure you install this in the right direction. So the flow arrows are pointing this way. So the gas is coming from the fuel tank down this line, passing this way to the carburetor. So you want to make sure you got them on right. We'll get these clamps put back. All right, so we got the new fuel filter put on. We're going to turn the fuel valve on right here. And while that's filling up, we're going to check the air filter right here. Which the pre-filter looks kind of dusty.
So
we're going to take this off. We're gonna get the compressor and we're gonna spray this all off with the compressed air. And we'll spray this off outside, get it clean, and we'll get it put back together. Get the pre-filter put back on. Cover back on. All right, we're gonna get this moved over to the door and see if she'll fire up.
Just here comes the worm.
Alright, so as you can tell, I had a difficult time trying to start this. I think my problem was that valve didn't work and gas ended up seeping down in the carburetor and sat there all winter. I do run seafoam in the last tank of the season. That way any fuel in there has the seafoam in it. The fuel additive helps it stabilize it over winter storage and all that. I typically try to run it out of gas at the end of the year, but then I shut that valve and run the engine till it runs out of gas. Obviously the valve didn't work, so I got fuel in the carburetor bowl and it just must have gummed up or something. So I loosened the bottom bowl on the carburetor bowl, drained out some fuel, rinsed it out, let the fuel come through and flush out anything that was in there. Tightened it back up, fired up first pull after I did that. So like I said, I'll have to get a new valve for sometime this year and get a new valve put on that fuel line. But we're gonna let it run for about 5 minutes or so, get that engine nice and warm, and then we'll change that oil. Stick around. Alright guys, so the mower ran for about 5 minutes or so, 7 minutes outside. Got it nice and warm. We got our handy dandy homemade funneling device made out of foil. Slip it in this drain hole right here. And we got our oil catcher underneath there. This particular model takes a 13/16 wrench to take the cap off. I do have the front popped up on some 2x6s just to get some backwards lean to try to help keep the oil from going onto the motor plate here. So take the cap off here.
How do you start that? The highest chainsaw.
We're getting that drained out. Well, we got it to a slow drip, so we're gonna call that good. We're gonna put the cap back on. Get our mess cleaned up. We're gonna tighten up our plug. Gonna move over to the filter side. All right, on this model, the filter's upside down. But there's also this little drain plug right here with a square end on it. And we're going to take this square end off. Well, that's tight. And that's the whole point of this. And she's flowing right down into our bucket. Perfect. So I kind of destroyed the filter. I don't have a small enough filter wrench for these, so I ended up using the big old slip pliers here. Got the job done, but there is a better way to do it. I like that. Almost no mess on this side. Alright, so we're gonna try to get the bottom cleaned out. Get some of that sludge and grime.
I almost dropped it.
Don't drop it.
Oh, it will break.
My helper here. Alright, well, we got most of it cleaned up. We're gonna get the plug put back in. And snugged up. Alright, we're gonna put a little bit of oil in the filler. Not too much, because it is going in upside down. Just to kind of get in the paper. Rub a little bit of oil on the O-ring, on the seal here. We'll get this put back on.
And don't you want a new one?
Take the dipstick out. We're using the Kawasaki 10W40 synthetic blend. Alright, so we got the oil put in. This unit takes about 1.5 quarts to get it to that sweet spot. Make sure you check it after you run it for a minute to get that oil up in the filter. Since it's upside down, you can't pre-fill it. The Exmark Metro is a belt drive unit, so this doesn't run on any hydraulics. It's all belt drive. It's got the transmission back here with the selectable gear range. They're pretty much maintenance free for the most part. Make sure you get your grease zerks when at the appropriate timing intervals. This unit, before we put the mower away for the season last year, we sharpened the mower blades and all that, so she's ready to go for the season. So thanks for watching. Hope you got some information. So we're gonna get our mess cleaned up and we're gonna go inside and call it a day. Thanks for watching. Hope you stick around. We'll see you next time.